Hey guys, so our today's topic of discussion in the product management concept playlist would be job to be done framework. So in the past videos of user research, we have understood different methods of user research where we have talked about customer interviews and surveys and how to do them and what kind of questions do we need to ask the users. These were all a part of deriving insights. So now we are going to talk about a framework that will help us in the identification of the problem in a better way. So it's basically identification of the correct pain point uh, that can be represented to anyone. So this framework, we will explore what is this framework. So after completing this, we will be able to explain this framework and apply this framework to any product or service that you are working on. So first we need to see what is this framework and why is it required. So this framework is basically uh, delves into the functional, emotional, and social aspects of customer needs. So this uh, framework, job to be done framework, basically helps in correctly portraying what is the exact customer problem, exact customer pain point, and it helps to identify opportunities for product improvement or new developments. Why is it required? So it basically helps us understanding the underlying motivation and needs of customer. As I am again and again emphasizing that we are going to solve for the correct pain point. So it enables business to create product and services that align with customer goals and customer needs. So this framework is very customer eccentric, user guided. So let's see how do we write basically JTBD statements, that is job to be done statements. So for that we need to first complete four steps that are defining the audience, conducting market research, talking to the user and prioritizing it. So once we have done all these things, we will be able to follow a template which I have shown here. That is when I am when I want to do some work, but there is a barrier. Please help me towards this goal so that I can complete this outcome. So this would be a general template kind of thing into which JTBD statements are generally written. So whenever these statements are written and shown to anyone, a person would be able to understand the underlying customer motivation and customer needs and the problems that the customer is exactly facing in order to achieve that outcome. So we'll see some of the examples of these kind of framework. So let's say Sunita uses an example of Discord to show how the template can be applied as shown below. So when I want to jump into my favorite game, but I don't know if there are people around to play, help me safely coordinate with a group of like minded gamers so I can easily find a way to enjoy my favorite multiplayer game. So, this was the entire statement. Now, let's break it down into the four parts that we have already studied. So, the first part is when I. So, when I want to jump into my favorite game, that is the context. We are setting the context in the first statement. But this is the barrier part, but I don't know if there are people around to play. So the barrier here is uncertainty of people being around to play. Help me safely coordinate with a group of like-minded gamers. So this is the goal. Here is the goal is where the user is asking for help. So help me safely coordinate with a group of like-minded gamers so I can easily find a way to enjoy my favorite game. So I can, that is the ultimate outcome. So once the goal is achieved, our outcome will be after that. So we need to help the user achieve his goal so that he can ultimately see his outcome. So this was one of the example of JTBD statements. I have given around five more examples of these. You guys can go through these examples and try to understand what is the uh, bone structure of this framework. So we will always be following the same structure: when I, but I, please help me, so I. So these are the four pillars of this entire statement. So let's see: when I need to commute to work, but I don't want to deal with traffic congestion, please help me find alternative transportation options so I can arrive at work on time and stress free. So the context being set here is need to commute to work. The barrier here is dealing with traffic congestion. The goal here is finding an alternative transportation option, and the ultimate outcome is so that the person can arrive on time and stress free. So, with the help of this framework, we can identify what are the goals, what is the outcome, and what is the exact help, the pain point that the user is needing. So, like this, like the first example I have explained, you guys can go through the other examples also. These would be similar. So, uh, I have gone through the web and there were multiple videos and articles, but these three were quite interesting. So the last one is personally my favorite, where there is a product manager at Google, and she is telling about what are the different products that are using this framework for real life incidents. So make sure you go through these readings once, and I will also attach their description in their links in the description as well, so you guys can access it from there also. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching this.